Hey guys, what's up? It's the Screen Team. I'm Chris. This guy right here is Jamie, and we're doing movie reviews for you this evening. And we've got a movie that we're going to be doing called Clerks. Some of you guys might know it. Some of you guys might be like, "What are you talking about with Clerks?" And we're here to explain it to you. That's what we do. We explain it. We review it. We let you know if it's good or bad. This one is good, in my opinion. Clerks came out in the early 1990s. It was directed by Kevin Smith. Independent feature. No one saw this thing's coming, and it definitely skyrocketed the career of not only Kevin Smith, but Jason Mewes and a lot of other people down the line. Asylum. No. But, you know, you're talking about Soul Asylum. Kevin Smith, making this film, he maxed out all of his credit cards to make this film. Yeah. And pretty much the majority of the budget to make this film was for the soundtrack.
For the soundtrack, yeah.
Which is just crazy to me.
Because all of his friends have parts of the movie, pretty much.
Right.
You know, so
even his mom's got a part in the movie.
Yeah.
Which
and then
is cool.
some people have more than one part. Walter's
true.
In it like 3 times, I think.
Yeah, he sure is.
Yeah, anyway.
And Scott Mosier, he's got 2 parts. He's in the same scene in one part. You know,
There's 2 people?
Yeah, it's 2 different people.
Oh, I guess I never
realized
that.
You know the part where they're playing hockey?
Yeah.
The one guy gets really mad. He climbs up on the ladder. He's like, "Hey, open the store." Yeah. That's Scott Mosier.
Yeah, I knew that.
And then when they do a shot below, they're like, "Hey, you can open the store," and the bearded guy says something. That is Scott Mosier too.
Okay,
yeah.
I never really caught that.
Yeah, so yeah, you're right. He's got all of his friends. He's got some of his family members as well. The basic premise of this film is we've got 2 individuals. They're store clerks, right?
Yeah.
One works at Quickie Mart, and the other one works at what is it, R&T Video or something like that?
Yeah, it's the video store next door.
Yeah. So they're a bunch of slackers basically, and we find that out throughout the entire film. Jamie, what makes this film special to you?
To me?
Yeah.
Well, I mean I can connect to it on a number of levels because it has like Star Wars references and
yes, it does.
And I've been a clerk before, you know, and I've got some weirdo friends, and so yeah, but you know, because like there's just tons and tons of like oddball references to movies and comics and books and whatever.
Yeah,
and through this whole movie, and I love there's like little chapter placards that tell you know what
right.
you're about to see, sort of. It's just like one word, but it kind of describes the scene that they're about to go into, you know.
Right.
But I don't know. It's for a first time filmmaker, you know, he kind of knocked it out of the park, I think.
He did with that, and he also did with his dialogue. You know, the dialogue in this film is you know, it's a slacker movie, but the dialogue isn't slacker-ish. You know, it's very intelligent.
It's not just a bunch of we're gonna party. You know, I mean,
right.
So, I mean, there's a little bit of that too when Jay and Silent Bob show up.
That's
but
right.
even they have their little poignances or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
So,
you mentioned Jay and Silent Bob. This is the first film that features Jay and Silent Bob, and you know, they're kind of our modern day Cheech and Chong, or you know, whatever. So
yeah, very much so.
So this is their first appearance. I remember seeing this film, and I saw it my first time, and I guess I didn't quite get it because the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, whatever. But with a lot of Kevin Smith movies, to me, it's a movie you've got to watch over and over again to kind of truly enjoy and to truly appreciate. And at least that's the way it is with me. Whenever I watch Kevin Smith movies, the first time I watch a Kevin Smith movie, I'm not really crazy about it, but the more I watch it, the more I get into it. And Clerks was definitely that way for me. You mentioned Star Wars dialogue. He loves Star Wars. I love Star Wars. And, you know, there's that scene where Dante and Randall are talking, and they're like, which one do you like better, Return of the Jedi or Empire? They're like, Empire. He's like, blasphemy. He's like, go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah.
He's like, Empire was so depressing. Return of the Jedi had a bunch of, you know, bears or whatever. And he's like, one thing that always confused me, you know, you're talking about the Death Star or whatever, and how innocent people died on the second Death Star.
Yeah. And then the guy chimes in that's a plumber. Yeah.
We we know the risk.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. It's an interesting take on the imperialism, and so yeah, it was funny how he threw stuff like that in, that kind of caught you off guard, And who would expect a plumber to chime in when they're just having this seemingly meaningless conversation about Star Wars?
Yeah. And there's just so many inside jokes throughout this film. Like once you see it one time, you're not like I said, this is a film you got to watch multiple times to truly enjoy. There's everything from can I get a pack of cigarettes to I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Yeah.
Just so many inside jokes, and this is a film that was shot in all black and white.
Yeah.
And that was due to cost, wasn't it, or was it just
more than likely? Yeah, I think he has actually said that in a couple of interviews, but that back then most things were still shot on film, so definitely black and white film stock was way easier to process and deal with. So.
Yeah. So Clerks is rated R. A lot of language, a lot of language in this film. This is definitely not one for the kiddies, not for a few years anyway. But it's funny, it's enjoyable to me. I still laugh at it even 20 plus years later. Do you still enjoy it?
Oh yeah. And it's surprising to me that there's still people that are Kevin Smith fans that haven't seen this one, because they're just young enough. They've only seen his like mate or Hollywood releases or whatever.
Right.
Even like Clerks 2 or something like that. So
did you like Clerks 2, by the way?
I did like Clerks 2.
I did too.
And last I heard, he's supposed to do a third one.
It's still up in the air.
Still up in the air.
I think one of the guys has balked on it, and if I had to speculate, I think it's I can't think of the actor's name, but the guy who plays Randall. He's
Jeff
Anderson.
Jeff Anderson. Yeah.
He's not really all into the whole Hollywood scene too much. So I think he might be the sticking point. Because Kevin's trying to get so many different projects off the ground. He wanted to do Clerks 3. He wanted to do a Mallrats kind of TV show or something like that.
Well, Mallrats 2 is supposed to be happening.
No,
it's not.
Nope.
Oh, even after getting everybty to agree.
Yep, it's not happening.
That stinks.
I forgot what he's. Oh, I know what Kevin's working on now. He's working on a sequel to Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Oh.
So who knows if that's going to come out or not. It's always in motion. So, movie Clerks, you recommend it, but for an adult crowd, right?
Yeah, definitely. Some 15-year-olds would probably get some of the stuff, but it might be a little too much. Who knows these days, though?
Yeah.
But it's rated R for a reason, so definitely don't let your kids watch it. If you've got a 15 or 16-year-old that's into weird potty humor and stuff, if you're in the room with them, I guess it's not too bad.
I agree. I agree. The movie's called Clerks. You can find it on DVD. Coming up after the break, Sabrina's going to be joining us, and we're going to be reviewing the movie The Cutting Edge. It's next on KWOC.
Topic.